Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to a brand new stream where today we are here inside of Fortnite for um do a couple matches. My goal is to get to where is it? Let me go to the page. Is to get here. So I need to get to level 78. I'm currently 73. I don't know how far we're going to be able to get today. Um, but we shall see. We'll just hang out, play some Battle Royale solos. Um, so yeah, I'm going to be switching up our skins every little bit. I'm going to go through all of well, not all of, but I'll go through a few of the character skins that I have. So we'll just go down the list and do like 2 or 3 matches as each one and switch it up. So, welcome everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Thank you for the audio checks in the comments as well. That is very appreciated. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. I heard a rumor about something that might be coming to this game within the next week or so that I am very, very hopeful for. So as a lot of you probably know, this upcoming Thursday, so exactly a week from today, is when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth drops. Which, by the way, we will be doing a series on. I will be doing my series, I will be doing my stream series of my second playthrough. So I'm gonna play through the game, when it drops just on my own. And then, we will stream, the second playthrough. And that will be brought to the channel. If I had to guess, because this game is beefy, it's going to be really long, there's a lot of content. If I had to guess, I would say give it maybe 2 months. Around that, probably. It might be a little bit less than that. I might be overestimating, but I'd rather overestimate the time than underestimate it. But yeah, long story short, I will be streaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, my second playthrough. But the rumor that I heard was that Fortnite might be doing a collab with Final Fantasy VII to bring us a few character skins. It's not like confirmed or anything. We haven't gotten any news on it or anything like that, but that is the rumor right now, and I really, really, really hope that is true, because I would love that. Okay, we have our turret. Let's take this time to shield up. That is true. Most of them, to your comment on them collabing with everyone, most of the time they're pretty good. There are some of them that are, oh god, dang it. There are some of them that don't they don't do a lot with it, like what I would hope them to, that I would want them to do. The biggest ones I can think of are when they did Tron and the Ghostbusters, because all it was the default skins in like essentially in cosplay. Um, so I don't think they used those franchises to the potential that having that IP could lead you to being able to do. Like, I believe we got the Ecto 1 and the Light Cycle as gliders. Those realistically are probably the most recognizable parts of each of those franchises. But, like, for example, with the Ghostbusters, I was very surprised that they didn't do a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man skin. Like, I was totally expecting them to do that. Hi, Peter Griffin. I was totally expecting them to do that. And, to be fair, at the time that it dropped, they were still very new with the collabs, so... And I feel like Stay Puft would need to be like the dimensions that the Peter Griffin skin is, where it's bigger for it to actually work. But they have come a long way with their collabs. Like I remember, I'm gonna date myself, but this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember when they did the John Wick collab. That was one of the first ones, I believe, because that was in Chapter 1, Season X, I want to say? And that one, for what it was actually pretty good. The skins looked good. But I think the collabs that I really like is when they do something on the island too. Like, for example, the TMNT collab that's going on right now. It's not just we have the skins in the shop. We have weapons on the island. There's a POI based around it. So it actually shakes up the gameplay. You feel that presence on the island. It was the same when they brought in the Dragon Ball Z and My Hero Academia characters. We felt that presence because it added... I didn't want to switch that. It added variation to the gameplay. So it actually mattered more than just it's in the shop for a week or so. Marvel did it too. They did it really well. Because there is an entire season themed to Marvel. We had a battle pass that was all Marvel skins. We haven't had a full collab battle pass again since then. And yet we haven't had a full collab battle pass since then. Probably because not a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say not a lot of people. But believe it or not, there are quite a few people that don't like Marvel as much as like I do. So to have the game completely rethemed around that for like 4 or 5 months. For the people who aren't as big of fans of the franchise, was a little weird. So I can understand it from that perspective. Hello to the chat as well, to the new viewer. Welcome. Sorry, I'm in tangent mode, so it took me a minute to find an opening for that. But yeah, that's probably why they haven't done it again, because, and I can completely understand that reasoning, because, like, I'm not a big anime fan just in general. The only one I've ever watched was Pokemon, and I think that was, like, when I was, like, 8, maybe? So if there was a season that, like, completely was based around an anime, I wouldn't be as much of a fan of it. Like, I probably wouldn't do that battle pass. It would just feel weird. So, like, I enjoyed the Marvel season because I'm a Marvel fan. But for those who aren't Marvel fans, I completely understand why they might not have liked the season. Oh, hello. Do you want to see my new shotgun? I am missing, but thankfully so are you. To your comment, they actually did, they brought a couple Attack on Titan skins a while ago. Like, I know, I apologize, I might be getting this name wrong. Eren Yeager, I believe, was in one of the battle passes a while ago. We in a circle? No, we're not. Okay, let's head back to where we just were. Oh god, that was almost very bad. So yeah, the collabs are hit or miss for me. Even the collabs that are a franchise that I'm not necessarily into. Like, I know my girlfriend is very into TMNT, so I enjoy this in the game so that that's something that she can enjoy. But that's not as big of a franchise for me. So take away the it's in there, and I like that it's something there that she can enjoy, and that's something I can share with her that way. I appreciate that they added new weapons and a new area on the map. So it does actually add a little bit of difference. The same goes for the Dragon Ball Z collab that was, I want to say, almost a year ago now. I'm not into that franchise, but it added new weapons, which changed up the game's combat for a bit. So I appreciated that. So I think the key to making a good collab is to utilize all facets of the franchise to its biggest potential. Like weapons, an area on the map, and the skins and the characters in the shop. Like, if they were to do a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth collab, realistically, if I'm thinking, like, what skins would they do, which ones would sell, and which ones would be easy enough to make on character models that they already have, They would probably do Cloud, Sephiroth, Aerith, Tifa. Those are probably the ones that they would do skins of. Maybe they could have Red 13 represented as a pet. That would actually be really cool. I'd like them to do that. That wouldn't necessarily be the best representation of the character, but it would mean that Red 13 is in the game. So I would take that. I think it would be cool if you could find certain weapons on the map. So maybe you find Cloud's Buster Sword, the Masamune, Aerith's Magic Staff, stuff like that. You find them on the map, and those are... And if you could add maybe Tifa's gloves into something, so you have something for all the characters. And then I think if they were to do like an area on the map, I think it would be neat for them to do Cosmo Canyon. I think that would probably be the easiest one to do. Yes, Final Fantasy is the one that has chocobos. Okay. I'm gonna hold your thought there for a second. I'll go into a different little spiel after I finish this one. Long story short, yes, Final Fantasy VII does have chocobos as well. I'll get to the longer version of it later. Or after I finish this. I think Cosmo Canyon, if they were to do a POI, would probably be the easiest, but I could also see them doing the Temple of the Ancients. Although, for connotations, that might be a sad POI to see on the map for fandom reasons. But they would both be very cool. I think those would probably be the easiest ones to do. They could do Nibelheim as well, but I would think that if they were to do one, it would probably be Cosmo Canyon. Here, for an example, here are the TMNT stuff. So you open these, and there is a weapon, like Donatello's staff right here. Well, take it for a spin. Ooh! To your comment, the gold saucer would be cool too. That could be one of the floating POIs, because in the games, it's a floating city. Ooh. I love that idea. That's a really good idea. Oh, you're near the car. Okay. Fine, you can go ahead and be chicken and run off. Go ahead. You're not going to get very far because your tires are popped, but... But yeah, the gold saucer is a great idea. Yeah, that's how I would do it if Final Fantasy is coming. Final Fantasy VII specifically. That's how I would do it. If they were to bring in, like, Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy 15, there's lots else you can do, but that is an entirely different discussion. To your comment earlier on, is Final Fantasy VII the one with chocobos? Yes. The thing with the Final Fantasy franchise, and it can be very confusing for those who don't know the franchise. Like, it was confusing for me before I got really familiar. All of the Final Fantasy games aren't connected. They're not like sequels to each other. So you can, for example, you can jump into Final Fantasy VII, and even if you didn't play Final Fantasy 5, 6, You still understand it because it's a different story in a different world. Like each game, each numbered entry into the franchise is a different, unique story. With unique characters, a unique world. There are, they all carry over very, specific, not narrative beats, but like, I don't know the best way to describe them, but all of them share certain things. Like all of them have chocobos. Most of them have Moogles. There's some of them that leave out the Moogles, but most of them, Moogles make an appearance. All of them have a character named Sid. All of them have characters named Biggs and Wedge. And as a Star Wars fan, I appreciate that reference being in every game. So there are definitely similarities between all of them, but they're all distinctly different, narrative-wise. Like, I've only ever played Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy 15. So I've only played the more recent games when they veer away from the turn-based combat. I really love both of them. I think I prefer 7 to 15, but like, it's very close. I really like both of those games. And we will see, we will see, where Rebirth fits into my ranking. If I find that I like it better than I liked Remake, if I like it less, or if it kind of ties, we shall see. Oh, there's someone gliding in, probably from that rift somewhere. Yeah, we shall see. I am very excited, though. I'm also nervous because we know from press releases that this game is taking us up to the Temple of the Ancients. And... okay, I'm going to spoil the original Final Fantasy VII. For anyone who doesn't know what happens, cover your ears for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes and then come back, but I need to talk about this. Okay. Spoilers starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoiler time. So, in the original game, Temple of the Ancients is where Sephiroth kills Aerith. And the game director for Rebirth has said that the game is going up to the Temple of the Ancients. But here is the sticking point. At the end of Remake, at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, the team literally killed the embodiment of fate. So, does that mean that things can be different this time? We've already seen differences, because Zack is alive now. And Zack died in the original. So we already know that there can be big, drastic changes. Does that mean Aerith can survive? And I was talking to my mom about this, who is also a big Final Fantasy VII fan with me. So we've been able to talk about it that way. And we both don't really think there's a way that... Oh god, there's someone shooting. Jump to the water. We both don't think that Aerith can survive while the narrative's still going the way that it needs to. Because in the original game, Aerith sacrificed herself, basically. Long story short, it's very complicated. Long story short, Aerith is an ancient, and the ancients have a power over the natural world, over the earth. Right. So Sephiroth cast Meteor, which is this really, really super bad materia spell. So there's this thing called the life stream, which you go into when you die. So Aerith, because she is the last Cetra. So Aerith, I don't want to say she let herself die, but you can make that argument. So that she could join the life stream, and much like Obi-Wan from Star Wars, grow much more powerful in death than you could possibly imagine, so that she could defeat Sephiroth with the power of the other dead Cetra in the life stream. And the game made it very clear that was the only way that they had won. If Aerith didn't do that, they would not have succeeded. So, Aerith's death is fundamental to the entire narrative of Final Fantasy VII. So, I trust the writers of these games wholeheartedly now. After the massive success of Remake, I trust them completely. So even if they did tweak it, I think it would still work, and I'd still be excited to see where they take it. But I don't know how they could have Aerith survive and still keep the narrative even remotely close. Which, that might not be their intention. They might not be wanting to keep the narrative even remotely close, which is bold, and I respect that. If they are doing it, I can respect the bold approach. So we shall see where things go. I love oh, dang it, I died. No! We were so close! Oh. Aerith is, probably my favorite character from the Final Fantasy franchise. So, it would make me very sad if she dies again. But, I think that she needs to. Know what I mean? And Aerith's sacrifice is probably... It's not a cornerstone of her character, but it's a key part. And I realize this conversation has been going on for a lot longer than I intended it to. But... Yeah, long story short, we're definitely going to get our answer of is Aerith going to survive near the end of Rebirth. We're going to get that answer because we're going to the Temple of the Ancients. So we shall see. And the game's marketing is definitely leaning into it. They know that is the question that everyone has. Can we save Aerith? That's the question every fan wants to know the answer to. And the marketing has been leaning heavily on it. And I have a theory that would be very stressful if it's true, but I'll lay it out for you guys here now. We know that in the game there are going to be dialogue choices, and there's going to be essentially a reputation system, I guess, a relationship system with all of the main characters. That your choices in certain story events and in dialogue interactions with those characters changes your relations and what those characters think about you throughout the story. So what if Aerith can either live or die depending on what choices you make? But it's not clear, the game doesn't tell you what choices need to be made to get one path or the other path. It's just something that happens based on your actions. That's my theory. I think, especially since in the marketing, they specifically said your choices will have story consequences, and they showed Aerith during that shot. So the marketing team knows exactly what they're doing. They're giving all of us anxiety, is what they're doing. But that's my theory. It would be very cruel if that's what they do. But from a narrative perspective, it would be very interesting. And I also have to say this. Also, cheap plug, I streamed the original Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I streamed Final Fantasy VII Remake a while ago. The entire series is on the channel, if you're interested in watching it. It's still on the channel. You can tune into all 7 episodes. Oh, dang it. I don't even have a weapon yet. But I will say, there was a tie-in book. Why am I not finding a weapon? There was a tie-in book that I read that it's called Final Fantasy VII Two Pasts, I believe. Yes, a weapon. And it went into the backstories for Tifa and for Aerith. And I have to say this. While I was playing Remake, I was fully on the shipping side of Cloud and Aerith. But the book turned me the other way. Now, I am on Team Cloud and Tifa. And it was all because of what the book did for the character. And how it explored that way. That is all thanks to the book. Because if I didn't read the book, I think I would still be a Cloud and Aerith supporter. But the book changed me. It's going to be interesting. Going back to your choices are going to change your relationship with characters. The gold saucer is a thing. So I wonder if the fandom is going to get what everyone in the fandom wants, and we're going to be able to make the choice of who Cloud's partner is based on who he goes to the gold saucer with. If that is the case, then I'm going to do a meme playthrough. And by a meme playthrough, I mean I'm going to get him with Barret. And that's going to be one of my universes. But, yeah, back to my original point. I've been tangenting a lot in the stream already. To your comment, maybe that... maybe, you know what we do? Maybe... During the stream playthrough, I'll probably try to get it so that it's Cloud and Tifa. I want to see what all of them are, so when I do my first playthrough, I'll probably do... Well, I'll try to at least, because it's completely based on what your choices are. And I want to be nice to everyone, so it's not like I'm going to be rude to everyone else. So that's specifically bumping up a stat of one character. That's not how I'm going to play the game. Um, but I definitely I want to see, oh god, a, that would be interesting. I want to see what the Cloud and Aerith one is like. I want to see what the Cloud and Tifa one is like. And then for the memes, I want to see what the Cloud and Barrett one is like. But here's the thing though, and this might also be a reason why I fell onto the side of Cloud and Tifa more. I just feel like they mix better personality-wise, and also Aerith and Zack is a phenomenal couple pairing. And that is that's a canon thing. And now that Zack is alive again, you know, I think we might get to see more of the Zack and Aerith relationship. And to your comment just now, they better carry that into Rebirth, because I want to make that happen at one point, just because it's going to be so silly. I want to make it happen. Maybe we'll do a dedicated stream. We'll do a main Rebirth playthrough series, and then I'll play up to the Golden Saucer, and I will stream the Golden Saucer segment with Barrett. And that will be its own dedicated stream. Oh, that's going to be out of circle. Okay, that's not a good place to go. But yeah, I am very, very excited for Rebirth. There are a lot of very exciting games coming out recently. First, it was, oh my gosh, I'm the most excited I've ever been for a game ever, with Spider-Man 2 coming out. And now, Rebirth matches that hype. So, it's a good time to be a gaming fan right now. There's a lot of stuff to be hyped for right now, too, because also, I don't know if you guys saw the trailers. This will probably be another tangent I go off into. So, apologies. I should have named this the Tangent Stream. Deadpool 3 trailer just dropped. It looks actually really good. I am very hopeful for this movie. For those of you who don't know, the X-Men are my favorite Marvel team. So I know we're building up to them in the MCU. And I'm nervous because I know how much the X-Men mean to me for a multitude of reasons. And the MCU, dang it. Okay, we're gonna back out to switch up to our next character. The MCU has been, minus a few really good things, has been mostly falling flat for me recently. Like, I loved The Marvels. The Marvels was great. No Way Home is fantastic. Shang-Chi was great. WandaVision, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, fantastic. But, and Guardians 3 was really good too, but it's not one that I would go back and rewatch because I don't feel like crying again. So it's been, to your comment, Loki season 2 was really good too. That is true. That was also really good. Um, but the movies have been not really doing it for me recently. Like, Thor: Love and Thunder was an assault to nature and all things good in the creative world. I hate that movie so much. Um, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was a hard movie for the creative standpoint to do. I understand that. Completely respect that position. For, ugh, yeah, to your comment, yeah, we'll get there. Um, yeah, Black Panther 2 was immensely hard. I don't envy the position that any of the creatives had to do for that movie. And there are, in its defense, quite a few things in that movie that I thought did work. But there were also quite a few things that I think didn't. So that one is kind of a 50-50 for me. To your comment, Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, MODOK was a butchering. The writers are a serial killer because they murdered a really amazing character. MODOK is really cool, and they ruined him. Makes me very sad. Yeah, MODOK was done dirty in that movie. Ugh, makes me so sad. I thought Ant-Man was fine. It's Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's always good, pretty much. So he was fine. I thought Cassie was pretty good. I don't understand why I needed to recast her a third time. But for what they did with her, I think was fine. It wasn't her movie, so we weren't going to get like a ton of development. But what we have so far is good. I'm hoping, well, I say I'm dancing on spoilers, but if the MCU does the Young Avengers, I'm hoping that they put Cassie in there because I think she would be really good and she would be a really good fit for that team. In the comics, she's kind of like the second in command behind Kate. So I think that would be a really good place to put her in. But then, speaking of butchering characters, Black Widow ruined Taskmaster. I'm gonna say it. Other than the ruining of Taskmaster, I thought that movie was actually really solid. I liked the development that we got for Natasha. Yelena is probably the best. Well, not the best because Moon Knight and Miss Marvel exist too. But Yelena is one of the best new introductions into the Marvel Universe recently. I'm very excited that she's in the Thunderbolts. I am very, very excited to see the... Oh, that's an NPC. I'm going to get out of here now. I'm very, very excited to see her dynamic with Bucky in the Thunderbolts. I think that will be really fun. I would like to see more of Yelena and Kate, because in Hawkeye that pairing was really funny too. I'd like to see more of that. I don't know where they would do that. Yeah, Moon Knight was fantastic. Moon Knight is one of my favorite Marvel characters. So I was so happy when... Oh, I'm gonna crash. Driving point, whatever we're on, 100.90. I was so happy when it was revealed that he was getting his own show. But I was also nervous, like I normally am with characters that I really love. but they did him actually really well. I was sad we didn't get Frenchie, though, because Frenchie in the comics is really fun. I was sad we didn't get Frenchie, but... yes, the point O is back. It's time for me to crash into everything conceivable. Hi, tree! Yeah, I really liked what we did there. I thought Layla was actually a really good introduction, too. Scarlet Scarab, I thought that was really cool to see that brought in a unique way, because the Scarlet Scarab in the comics is a thing, but the superhero of the Scarlet Scarab also exists, but has never been Layla before. So I thought it was cool that the show made a new character. I thought that was really cool, and they did it really well. Oscar Isaac did fantastic. I am shocked he didn't win an Emmy for that performance. He was robbed. But to be fair, that year also had Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda in WandaVision, so if we could have gotten Best Lead Performer and given it to two people, I think both of them deserved it, because both of them did fantastic in their shows that year. But yeah, Moon Knight was amazing. Miss Marvel as well, fantastic. I'm gonna say this, and some of you might not agree with me. Oh god, that's a storm. Some of you might not agree with me, but we all know that the casting director for Marvel never misses. She's amazing at her job. But I think Iman Vellani as Kamala is the best casting in the MCU since Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Because she is so good as Kamala. She is so good. Fun fact, she also wrote a comic run of Miss Marvel, and that was also really, really good. So she's proven that she gets the character. Oh, yeah, to your comment, the casting director for Marvel is amazing. There, honestly, I don't think there has been a casting that I have, like, really not liked. But yeah, she's so good as Kamala. Miss Marvel as a show was absolutely fantastic too. But back to my original point that I said maybe 20 minutes ago. You see, tangent, guys. You get me talking, I'm never going to shut up. I apologize for my existence when it comes to that. But, yeah, so Marvel has been hit or miss for me. The hits have been amazing, but the misses have been really stinky. So oh no, oh no. I didn't know those grenades gave knockback. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know those grenades gave you knockback. That was bad. Okay. So, yeah, Marvel has been really hit or miss recently. Its hits have been great. Like, the best of the MCU. Their hits have been. Like, WandaVision, No Way Home, Shang-Chi. I would also put Eternals in there. I know. Don't kill me, comments. Don't kill me. I really liked Eternals. I would put that top 2. So, when Marvel is, like, really good right now, It's some of the best it's ever been. But when it's really bad, it's the worst it's ever been. You know what I mean? So it's like they're very drastic with its. Their movies are either really amazing or really bad. There's no in between right now. And I am nervous for them bringing in the X-Men, because the X-Men means a lot to me, not only because I'm just a big fan of it, but for what it represents is a big thing for me as well. So I'm nervous, quite frankly, for the X-Men to be brought in. It's complicated. I'm still hopeful. I'm hopeful for it. But I don't know. The Fantastic Four too. I'm like, I don't know the Fantastic Four very much, but they need to get that right. The Fantastic Four is huge. We just got casting recently, which is pretty good. My biggest thing that I have to say with it, really, everyone I think is good. Pedro Pascal is going to be interesting. It's not who I would have chosen, but I'm willing to give it a try. I trust the casting director. We'll see where it goes. Vanessa Kirby as Sue, I think is good. I'm really glad that they've brought her into the MCU now, 'cause she's a great actress. I would have loved to see her as Emma Frost, but I'll take this too. That's pretty much all I have to say about the casting. I think the casting for Johnny is good. I think the casting for Ben is also pretty good. But yeah, they cannot mess up this movie. They can't do it. The Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family. That was the first team-up issue in the comics. The Fantastic Four is older in the comics than the Avengers is. They cannot mess this up. And like I said with my X-Men point, I'm scared because, oh god, hi. That's an NPC, so I'm not really worried about you. But yeah, I'm scared. Because yeah, Marvel's just been really strange recently. And with all the stuff with to your comment, I would agree with that. Especially since Feige has been saying since the beginning, I'm building towards Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is my favorite team. He's been saying, I really know these characters. He's been saying, essentially, why this is going to be the best version of Fantastic Four. So, he is putting all his cards out there as the Fantastic Four is going to be fantastic. No, I didn't even mean to do that pun, but you know what I mean? So, if it's not, then I don't know. I'm not gonna say that it would kill the MCU, but it kind of would. If I'm gonna say this, I'm already like iffy on what Marvel's been doing, and I'm nervous because the writing's kind of on the wall. I mean, the past couple movies in this phase have been building up Kang. Kang is the big villain in this phase. They put all their money, all of their plot build up into Kang. But now, the actor for Kang just got arrested. So they can't do Kang anymore. They are rewriting it, they're switching it up. Avengers Kang Dynasty is no longer a thing. They're renaming it completely. It's being redone. So all that build-up, all that time that we spent building up Kang in Loki season 2, Loki season 1 even, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, all that is for nothing now. And we're doing something new. Yeah, to your comment, he was found guilty of abuse on his girlfriend, I believe, is what the arrest verdict was. But yeah, that... Oh. I don't know what they're gonna do. Because if they were to bring in an enemy like Doctor Doom, I would love that. But Doctor Doom is a big enough villain. He needs an entire phase build-up. And they can't push back the Avengers movies. I mean, they should. They're not going to, because, hello, bottom line. So they're not going to push those movies back. They can't. From the business standpoint, you cannot push back those movies. So, I don't know, guys. And, yeah, to your comment, Doom is another one. Doom, I think... I hesitate to say he's my favorite Marvel villain, but he's close. When he's done well, Doom is amazing. When he is done well, Doom is peak perfection villain. But, like we've just been saying, Marvel's hit or miss now. I don't want them to mess up Doom. I really don't. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. And they're all over the place, too. They're building up towards the Young Avengers. They're building up towards Kang, which is now gone. They're building up towards the Midnight Suns. They're doing stuff with the Eternals, with Dane Whitman coming in with Blade. They're setting up for the X-Men. They're setting up for the Fantastic Four. They're doing so much right now. And I feel like it's too much. You know? Like, I'm not crazy. I know that the MCU can't last forever, realistically. So we're not going to get everything in this franchise. There's only a select few things that we can get. You know, like... So, like, I really like the Midnight Suns. I think it's a really fun team. But, if I were to choose, and some stuff had to get taken out, I would say I think they should remove their build-up towards the Midnight Suns and focus their attention on the Young Avengers and the new mainline Avengers team. That is what they should be putting their focus on. And then the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. That is what they should be focusing on right now. Probably, I would say, honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. I feel like the Avengers needs to be done. Like, not permanently, but for a while. Have the next few phases be X-Men centric. Not all X-Men, but more focused on that. So that there's breathing room. You know what I mean? We can still do with the other characters, but there's I'll explain the difference because this gets very like film technical, but I think Marvel has been going more for content than narrative. Like, just get something out there, throw it out so there's something new on Disney Plus for people to tune into, and we're back on the Facebook trending for the next month or so. Just get it out there, get it done. Get all those TikTok influencers with no life talking about us again. Whereas before, like Winter Soldier, for example, still one of my favorite Marvel movies ever. It's phenomenal. I can't think of a single thing I don't like about that movie. That movie, it didn't set anything up, really. It didn't worry itself about, okay, we need to make sure that we're setting up towards the next Avengers movie, we need to do all this stuff. No. It was focused on being its own story. Its own thing. And it was amazing. Same thing with Shang-Chi and Eternals. They were uncompromising in what they were, in that specific vision. And it worked because, contrary to popular belief, fans notice quality. You know, like, just because, oh, there's a new Marvel thing, and yeah, the fans are still going to stick with it and they're still going to watch it, doesn't mean they're automatically going to like it. She-Hulk proved this. So, yeah, I feel like they need to take a step back, focus on the X-Men and Fantastic Four, their new generation of characters. Fantastic Four, X-Men, and then the young Avengers. You focus on them, spend the time, build them up. You build that. That's what I think they should spend their time doing. And I think they also need to slow down with their release schedule so that things have more time to cook. I would say probably 2 movies and 1 show a year. Well, okay, let me clarify that. 2 movies, 1 show if it is a like a long show like Daredevil Born Again is going to be. If it's a show that is like 13 plus episodes, only 1 a year. But if it's a mini series like WandaVision with like 5 episodes, then you can do 2. Okay. So let's assume that all of their shows are going to be mini series with 1 season. Let's assume that for a second. If that is the case, 2 movies, 2 shows a year. Yeah, that would make it so they have more time to really focus on the writing, make sure that's all good, actually make quality. They can convince Feige to fire Taika Waititi, maybe convince him to never make a movie again. That would save the industry. Taika Waititi never making a movie again would save the industry. But yeah, everything needs more time in the oven. Especially right now. Marvel should be on crisis mode right now. They need... I wouldn't even... Normally I don't like delays. But I think right now, other than Deadpool 3, which was already filmed, it's coming out in June, I believe. It's July. It's very close. It's very close. You can't delay that right now. The marketing is already full steam ahead. Ryan Reynolds is doing his Ryan Reynolds thing. Hugh Jackman is being all Hugh Jackman on the internet. You can't delay that. Oh crap! Dang it! You can't delay that. You just can't do that right now. But everything else I feel like should be pushed back. Rewrite it. Or if not rewrite it, at least just take a couple months, reread it, get together with your team, and just talk it through. What do we want out of our characters? Where are we going with our characters? Does this work for the characters where they have been, where they are now, where they're going to be? Same thing with their overall story, right? Like, For something that's called the Multiverse Saga, we have seen shockingly little of the multiverse. Like, we got it in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and we got it in No Way Home. We got it a little bit in Loki. But it hasn't been focused on that, you know? So, and the multiverse is a tricky thing to write because there's a lot of possibilities, but you also can't use it as a crutch. You can't just say, okay, what's our solution to everything? The multiverse. You can't use it as a Deus Ex Machina. Blah, 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 blah. I can speak, I promise. You can't use it as a Deus Ex Machina. You can't do that. But it's so easy to do that because the multiverse can theoretically solve everything. You could bring Iron Man and Captain America and Black Widow back in the multiverse. Should you do that? Hell no! You should not bring those characters back. They had amazing arcs. They're done. Don't ruin that by bringing them back just for Twitter clout. Leave them alone, okay? Leave them alone. And to be fair, all of those actors, I feel like, respect their characters enough that they wouldn't come back. I would hope so, at least. But yeah, the multiverse is inherently a very tricky thing to write for. So I understand that. However, there are ways to make it work. Case in point, the Into the Spider-Verse movies. Those work. They use the concept of the multiverse as an interesting narrative device. Same with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I know that movie is very controversial. Some people like it, some people hate it. But the multiverse was used in an interesting way for the character development of Wanda. It was a way for Wanda to see herself through a different lens and get that character development that she needed that she couldn't get otherwise. In No Way Home, which just rewatched, it's still one of my favorite movies ever. It is so good. That movie used the concept of the multiverse to dissect the meaning of the character. The meaning of what Spider-Man is. By taking the other two variants and looking at them and saying, okay, this is what worked, this is what didn't work, but this is what all of them are about. This is what the character is. And exploring it in a way that you couldn't do, or you couldn't do as poignantly at least, without having all the other versions literally staring our current version in the face. You couldn't do that otherwise. So, I maintain the multiverse is a good thing. In comics, it is interesting. The multiverse itself as a concept isn't the problem. The problem is the writing. You need a writer who is creative enough to understand what to do with the multiverse, but also not lazy to where they use it as a crutch. That is what you need. And right now, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's been rare. Like I said, No Way Home did it really well. I thought Doctor Strange I can't speak again. I thought Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness did it really well. We need more of that, and less of Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. Less of the Love and Thunder butchery of Thor's character. You know, and the X-Men have had a rough go of things when it comes to adaptations. For every X-Men 97, which is just perfection, we get a X-Men Dark Phoenix, an X-Men Days of or not Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse. For every X-Men First Class, we get an X-Men Origins Wolverine. You know, the X-Men movies are really 50-50. Flip a coin, is it good or bad? That's pretty much what they've been. Apart from X-Men 97, which is just a gem. And I'm so glad they're reviving it. I cannot wait for X-Men 97 to come out. That's honestly, that's the most excited I've been for a Marvel project since No Way Home. Because I actually have hope for it. But yeah, we need a drastic change right now. Marvel just needs time. They need to slow it down and just let themselves breathe. Let the characters breathe. Let the writers breathe. Or else, honestly, if they don't nail the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, DC is going to lap them. Because DC has got the Lanterns coming, it's got Superman Legacy coming, it has the Batman going on right now, which people love. It has the DCU revival with James Gunn going on right now. So if Marvel isn't careful, like I said, DC's going to lap them. And I like both franchises. I'm not one of those stingy comic people that's all, no, this one's better, definitively. If you like the other one, you're my enemy. No, I like both of them. They're good characters in each universe. You know? So I want both, realistically, I want both of them to succeed. I want both universes, both movie iterations of those universes to be good. You know? But yeah, it's not even 3 years ago. I would not have said that DC might beat Marvel because we got things like Black Adam, Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 1987. We got stuff like that. 1984, I don't remember which one it was. That movie is not worthy of me spending the time trying to get its title right. Wonder Woman 2, whatever it was. Blue Beetle, unfortunately, wasn't very good. Like, I love Blue Beetle as a character, but the movie was not good, which it pains me to say it, but it just wasn't. Oh, to your comment, yeah, Kilowog, ooh. Kilowog is my boy. They cannot mess up Kilowog. Yeah, there's it's a weird position right now. It's a messy time to be a comic book movie fan right now. Like I said, I'm rooting for both. I want both of them to succeed. But the way Marvel's going, it's going to take a lot, and I mean a lot, for my unwavering trust in them to return. Like, I used to have unwavering trust in Marvel. Like, yeah, of course the movie's going to be good. It's Marvel. It's going to be good. But now, it's more of like okay, it's a new Marvel movie. There's promise, but I go into it inherently skeptical from the beginning. And it's more of a prove me wrong that it's going to be good, not a prove me right that it's going to be good. You know? And I don't like that. I don't like being immediately pessimistic about these movies, but I don't know. That's I'll get off my soapbox now. That's that's what I have to say about it. I am very excited for the DCU though. I think there's a lot of promise there. Where's that enemy? Where are you? You below me or are you back there? Oh, there you are. Oh, hi! Oh, dang it. Stupid reload. No! Yeah, I am excited for the DCU to come out. I'm hopeful. The one thing I'm slightly nervous about is, That was weird. I don't want every movie in the DCU to be tonally like Guardians. You know, like I'll maintain this. I think James Gunn is a good writer. He's good with character dynamics, but his the humor doesn't work for everyone. Like the humor that we saw in the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie and the humor that we saw in Guardians wouldn't work for Superman. It wouldn't work for most characters in the Bat family. You know? So... Oh, that was close. So that's my one worry. I mean, I know he's not writing and directing everything, obviously. Because Peter Safran. Peter Safran? Is that the other one? I think that's who the other guy is. He's there too. They're essentially the Kevin Feige's of this universe. So they're not going to be directing everything. They're just the overlords of the planning, basically. Dang it. Okay, I think it's time for us to switch our skin up again. So yeah, I really hope it's good. I'm going in with optimism. We'll see how Superman Legacy goes, and I'll gauge my opinions from there. I'm gonna wait until we get a first trailer for Superman Legacy before I make an opinion, because I can't have an opinion yet. Nothing's out yet. I will say, though, so far, his casting has been pretty good. It's been pretty spot on for the characters. Like, the casting for Superman and Lois is really good, I think. I think the only one I'm slightly iffy on is Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I'm like, I love Nathan Fillion. He's fantastic. But is he Guy Gardner? Like, I don't know. If he was 20 years younger, maybe. But, typically Guy Gardner is the third Lantern, right? Because it's Hal, then John, then Guy, typically. So it's weird. And I mean, that might be also what they're doing. Because we know that they're just going to jump in. I don't know. Speaking of, Nathan Fillion was robbed of the position of Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie, by the way. Because Tom Holland, I love you. You sucked ass in that movie. I'm sorry. I really like Tom Holland as an actor. He's fantastic as Peter Parker. He's great. But he is not Nathan Drake. I'm sorry. This is going to sound really weird. And all of you TikTok heartthrobs, don't yell at me. Tom Holland is not charismatic. He's, like, lovably aloof, I guess is the right word for it. But he's not charismatic. You know what I mean? Nathan Fillion has the witty Indiana Jones-esque charm and charisma that Nathan Drake needs, you know? I wouldn't have even cared. I don't care. When it comes to Nathan Fillion is too old for it, I don't care. If you have someone who's that perfect of a pick, you write around the age, you know? Yeah, the Uncharted movie was so sad. I wanted it to be good. I really wanted it to be good, but it just wasn't. Yeah, to your comment, Tom Holland is baby-faced. He looks like he's the only Spider-Man that looks like a teenager. I'm willing to bet my money that even when he's 40, he's still going to look like a 20-year-old. Um, yeah, I really didn't like the Uncharted movie. There have only been, I'm trying to remember. Uh, I really liked Detective Pikachu. I thought that was genuinely really fun. Um, I really liked that one. Probably because it wasn't just a direct adaptation of a video game. It took the video game world and ran with it in a different way. That's why that one worked so well. Oh, hi, enemy. I really liked Detective Pikachu. I thought it was fun. It wasn't like... It's not going to win any Oscars or anything. But it was fun, you know? And it wasn't... It wasn't actively offensive to the fans, you know? So... And, like, I watched the Tomb Raider movie. To be fair, I watched it a long time ago. I don't remember much about it. But it was pretty good. The casting for that was actually really good, too. Yeah, to your comment, you need to get someone who understands the source material. That's a key thing. And the Super Mario movie, flippin' fantastic. The Super Mario movie was amazing. Probably because Nintendo had a hand in it. That's probably why it was so good. And I have heard about the Minecraft movie. I'm hopeful, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm excited for the potential. The potential of a Minecraft movie. There's a lot to work with there. As a writer, you have a playground of stuff that you could do. But yeah, so trepidation is the word of the day when it comes to any video game movie for me, really. But for Minecraft especially, I'm hopeful, but trepidatiously hopeful. Yeah, don't get me started on the Assassin's Creed movie. I think I've ranted about that shitstorm on the channel before. I apologize for my language, but I can't sugarcoat it. That movie was horrible. It could have been used as fertilizer. It was that much of a turd. It was so bad. Yeah, most video game movies. Yeah, you guys have heard me rant about that one too much. I won't go back into that. Most of them, honestly, are just fine. Like, I watched Warcraft a while ago, and by a while ago, I think like 5 years ago. And it wasn't great. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. It was weirdly boring. Like, for something with like World of Warcraft, ginormous franchise. Ginormous. Been going on for ages. There's a lot you can do there. Probably one of the most rich fantasy settings. Besides, obviously, the big two, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. But there's a lot you can do there. And how do you manage to make it boring? Like, I was just sitting there watching it with my dad. And I'm like, okay, I'm checking my watch. Like, okay, how much longer is this going to go? We've been here for like, what, an hour? I look at the thing. It's only been 5 minutes. Like, oh my god, what? It was a slog fest. It was so boring. I haven't seen the Sonic movie yet. I want to. My cousin, he really loves Sonic. He's been trying to get me to watch a Sonic movie forever. And I just haven't done it yet. There's been other movies on my list. I've been busy with other stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I do want to see it. I think it looks fun. Idris Elba's Knuckles is amazing. That is such weird casting, but also brilliant casting at the same time. Also, side note, Idris Elba needs to be the next James Bond. Sidebar there. Um, that's a need, not a want. That's a need. So, yeah, video game movies are iffy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, um, there is a Legend of Zelda movie, that's in production right now. And when I heard that, I was really excited. I'm like, okay, get the same team that did the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Get them to do an animated Legend of Zelda movie, same style as Ocarina of Time, perhaps would be fun. And then I continued reading the article. It's going to be live action, and immediately my hope went down significantly because, ugh, I am scared for the Legend of Zelda movie. Yeah, I know. It's like the Legend of Zelda. I wish I could stream it for you guys. I would play through Breath of the Wild in a stream series in a heartbeat with you guys. I love that game. I love Breath of the Wild. But those games are so unashamedly cartoony. Like, the closest thing a Legend of Zelda video game has gotten to live action was Twilight Princess, and it went overly gritty. Which, there are good parts and there are bad parts of the game. Midna's a good, what's that? Was that the name of the main villain? Was a down. She was a pretty big down. Midna was good. The iteration of Zelda and Link in that game I thought were good. But like even Majora's Mask, which was like a Tim Burton movie video game, was unashamedly still cartoony, you know? So doing a Zelda movie as live action just feels wrong, like on an elemental level. It's like now your casting has even more room to fail because, well, there's a turret there. Let's avoid that. If you're just casting for voice, you don't need to cast Link because Link never talks. You know? Like for Zelda, if it was just the voice, I would have said Emilia Clarke would be a good Zelda if it was just the voice. But now that it's live action, she can't do it because typically, I mean, in Breath of the Wild at least, Zelda at least I know, was 18. Canonically, she was 18. So Link can't be that much older. So now, need to find good, capable young actors, which that in itself is a challenge. But also you need to find good, capable young actors for that role, which is even harder. Borderline impossible. So I'm worried. I am worried that a movie adaptation is going to butcher one of my favorite video game franchises again. I'm scared. If it was... Oh my gosh! Oh, you are cooking there. Oh, okay. That is brilliant. Oh my god, that is brilliant. That would be good. That would be good. I'm digging that. That is a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea. Oh. Yeah, that is brilliant. Can we get you in a meeting with Nintendo? I love that idea. I love that. I love that. Okay. Sorry. To your other comment, Millie Bobby Brown, I think, she's a good actress. You know, she's really good as Enola Holmes in those two movies. Sidebar, I really like those movies. They're really fun. Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes is also an inspired choice, and it's amazing. Um, the thing with her, I think, she has a very distinct face. And that's not a bad thing at all. I promise. I'm not saying anything bad. But she has a very distinct look. And I don't see Zelda in that, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I almost, honestly, I feel like Zelda is harder to cast than Link is. Because with Link, it's just, okay, any, like, mid-height, someone who looks like they can be 18, they don't even have to talk. If they can do their own fight choreography, that's a bonus, but they don't have to. You know, because Link doesn't talk. You just get Navi to talk for him. Or you have another side character with him that talks for him. You know, that's what the games do, and it works. So, and here's the other thing. The movie better not make Link talk. It worked for Mario in the Mario movie. It worked there. But Link not talking is a part of his character. Because it's not like he's mute. Some of the games, Breath of the Wild specifically, makes it that's a word, makes it very clear Link chooses not to talk. And there's a reason for that. It is very important for his character. You cannot, you can't make Link talk. You can't. But I'm worried that they're going to. To be fair, I mean, yeah, you can't have Link speak. That's fundamentally, like I said, it's part of his character that he doesn't talk. That's why Navi exists. That's why Fi exists in Skyward Sword. You know? So, and I get it from the screenwriter's perspective, having your protagonist not talk is a challenge, right? I get that. But it can be done. Like, say what you will about it, but, and going back to Marvel for a split second, I promise I'm not tangenting back to Marvel, but this is an example for you guys. Say what you will about the overall quality of the show, but Echo did a really good job at portraying a disabled protagonist who doesn't talk, and they still made it work, you know? Representation card. You did it, and you didn't do it lazily. Thank you. It wasn't like what Barbie did, where it's just someone is like, hey, yeah, I'm going to roll in front of the screen so you know we did it, then not do anything with it, you know? F you, Barbie. I almost said a different word. I was very close. I'm not saying it to the entire movie, I'm saying it specifically to that thing. But Echo did it really well. You know, they used it in the plot. They did it honestly, but it also didn't feel like pandering, you know? There's an important line there. And Echo did it really well. But for the purposes of this discussion, it shows you can have a protagonist who doesn't talk. It takes a little bit of creative writing, you know, but if you're going out of your way to write the movie, then go out of your way to write the movie right. So just have Navi with them, or have Tingle be their fun protagonist. They can be on part of your merchandising. Cast Danny DeVito as Tingle. It would be great. Fans will eat it up. You'll be selling Tingle body pillows for years to come. But that's what you do. If this is the thing. If writers want it to be good, it will be good because they'll put the effort in. They'll take the time, they'll put the effort, and it will show. So they just need to take time. They need to be creative enough to figure out the explanation and to figure out a narrative way to make it so that the plot still runs with with your protagonist not speaking. Where are we now? Okay, let's head over there. Oh, I just marked where we are. That was stupid. I thought we were up here. In that case, we'll head over here. Yeah, that's what you can do. There are a lot of video games that I think will be great for a movie adaptation. But here's the thing. I wouldn't want the movies to just be the games all over again. Like there are a lot of games that I think would benefit from a video game adaptation. Horizon Zero Dawn would be actually pretty cool to see live action, but I think that one should be animated. If they're gonna do it, if the rumors are true, we're getting a Metal Gear Solid adaptation soon with Oscar Isaac as Snake, which could be interesting. Has potential to be good. Not gonna hold my breath, because Sony Studios so far has been a really big disappointment when it comes to their movies, but that's neither here nor there. The Borderlands movie looks absolutely horrible. They're just casting whoever is the big name at the time and just plopping them in. I can't say anything about The Witcher. I haven't watched the show. I haven't read the books. I haven't played the game. I know a lot of people really love The Witcher. And I know that fan base is, shall we say, passionate when it comes to their opinions on things. I will say Henry Cavill was duped. I feel so bad for him. With that whole, I'm coming back as Superman thing. Okay, for those of you who don't understand, DC told Henry Cavill that he was going to be coming back as Superman. So, and they confirmed it to him. They said, yes, you're coming back. This is a definitive thing. So, they got him in to be a cameo in Black Adam. They set it up. Henry Cavill unveiled on his social media accounts he's coming back as Superman. The grand reveal. The grand comeback. So, what did Henry Cavill do? Because he's a responsible actor and performer and respects the commitment that he needs to put into the characters. He quit The Witcher so he could focus on Superman. Because he's a good person, he knows the commitment that the job needs. So he did it. And then, guess what happened? James Gunn sweeps in and says, no, we're not going to do this. So Henry Cavill gets fired from the Superman role. So guess what? And now, he is out the two biggest roles that he has. He's gone as Geralt because he quit thinking he was going to be back as Superman. And now he's lost Superman too. But that's okay because we just got him over at Marvel. Don't know who he's going to be yet. But we got Henry Cavill to be a Marvel character. I'm really excited because I really like Henry Cavill. He's a great actor. He was really fun in Argyle too. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Argyle, go see it. It's really fun. I know who I'd like to see Henry Cavill as. I don't know if he'd do it because it's a little on the nose. I think he'd be a great Captain Britain. It might be a little obvious. I also think he would be an inspired take on Doctor Doom. And mostly, that comes down to I trust Henry Cavill as an actor, and I know that he could make it work. That's what that comes down to. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Doctor Doom's under a mask for most of the time. The face doesn't matter that much. Oh god, those are long comments. Yeah. You guys posted very long comments. Hold on. I need to catch up on this. Oh, yeah, to your comment, if he was in a dud, yeah. But, yeah, I trust Henry Cavill as an actor, and the reason why I say I think he'd be good as Doctor Doom is because he can put gravitas into his voice that I think is a fundamental for Doom. And he's a great performer. So I think he could do it, and I think he could do it really well. Yeah, I really like Henry Cavill. And I'm not one of those people who like follows wholeheartedly the lives of celebrities on Instagram. I don't fawn over them either. I'm just like, they're people. They just happen to have a job that puts them more in the spotlight. But they're just people, guys. You know, that's kind of my take on it. But from everything that I've seen of Cavill, he seems to be genuinely a really good person. Also, he's a confirmed gamer, so that's cool too. During COVID, he did a bunch of live streams building a PC and playing Warframe and stuff like that. It was really fun. All of it for charity, by the way, which is another reason why he's a really good person. But yeah, genuinely, I think he could be a good Doom. Mostly that just comes down to he's a good actor. So I think that could make it work. I don't necessarily know if he is my number one choice because Cillian Murphy exists. And I don't know if he would do it. I mean, he did The Dark Knight, so he's not above superhero movies. You know? Although, to be fair, that might have just been because it was Christopher Nolan. I don't know. But if he would be willing to join the MCU, I think Cillian Murphy would be a good Doctor Doom as well. I don't really know when it comes to casting the X-Men. One thing I will say, Wolverine needs to be a shorty. That is a fundamental part of the character. I love Hugh Jackman's portrayal of the character, but Wolverine is short. I really want them to do that in the MCU iteration of Wolverine. Like, realistically, For Wolvie, probably 5'8" at the tallest. Yeah, to comment, Hugh Jackman is ginormous. For Wolverine, like I said, he's great as the character. But it would make my fandom heart happy to have a short, angry Wolverine. Oh, and don't get me started on the costumes. The costumes need to be the colorful costumes. And the unique costumes in the comics. Because fundamentally, the X-Men are all about individuality. That's like the entire point. So the costumes are the biggest way to differentiate and tell you about the character. The costume is the first impression that a reader has of a character. The costume needs to tell you instantly certain things about said character. This is why the costumes for the X-Men are so important. They need to all have their own comic costumes. Just like in X-Men 97, X-Men 97 is giving me everything I've ever wanted from the X-Men. So if the MCU can just do X-Men 97, but in live action, that would be great. Ow, someone just hit me with a boomerang. Darn it. Okay, let's back on the Switch again. Yeah, it all circles back to the X-Men. I really want the X-Men to be good. Like, really, 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 really. You know what? I think we're actually going to get to 78, guys. We're level 77. And we're how far in are we? Oh, we're totally gonna get there. We're almost there. Guys, we're almost there. Yay. Oh, shoot, hold on. The entire reason I backed out was switch my scan. No, cancel. There we go. Speaking of X-Men, for luck, where are you, Remy? There you are. Okay, let's get some of that Gambit luck. We haven't had a win yet this stream. We've come second, which was good, but... How long have we been streaming for, by the way? Let me look. Almost 2 hours, jeez. I cannot believe it's been 2 hours. Does it not feel like it's been 2 hours? We'll probably do like 2 or 3 more matches, guys, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, I've been on a tangent rampage today. I don't know where all of this came from. I guess I just had burning fandom passion in my heart that I needed to expel. I don't know where that came from. Okay, here's a question, guys. I want to get into this discussion because I'm curious, and I think it's interesting because everyone who has this, who I've talked to about this, is very, very strong and adamant about their opinion. So here's my question: for you guys, who is the best Spider-Man relationship? Because I know mine. Mine's Gwen. That's probably why I love the Andrew Garfield movies so much, because they nail the Peter and Gwen dynamic perfectly. And also Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man still. But for me, yeah, okay. To both of you guys' comments. To comment one, yes. To in the MCU, that iteration of MJ is great. And to your other comment, MJ in the games is great. Here's the thing for me. I don't know why. I cannot stand MJ in the comics. I cannot stand her. Okay, for those of you who have seen the Raimi movies, remember how much of a whiny little good-for-nothing she was in those movies? That's what she is in the comics. I cannot stand her. She should have been the one chucked off the bridge and broke her neck, not Gwen. Oh God, I hate her in the comics so much. In the comics, to be fair, you had an actress who's about as interesting as watching cardboard bend. And Spider-Man too. But beyond that, yeah, MJ in the games and in the movies is really good. I really like Zendaya's portrayal in the MCU, and I really like what the Insomniac team and what Laura Bailey did for her in the Insomniac games. So if we're talking if we're talking the games and oh geez, stagger me much? My God. If we're factoring that into consideration, then yeah, I really like MJ. But if we're talking yeah, I really like Gwen. This is the sad thing, because I know I'm never going to get the Peter-Gwen relationship that I so desire to see in the comics again, because obviously she's dead. And I don't want them to bring her back, because that death is so pivotal for Peter's character development. I don't want them to bring her back. That's why I'm very happy that we have Gwen as Spider-Gwen from a different universe. And I really like the Miles and that Gwen thing that the comics are doing and that the Spider-Verse movies seem to be doing as well. I like that. In the comics, it's really well written. It's really well done. So yeah, I'm like in this bubble of like, okay, well the one that I really like is dead, and I hate MJ, so I guess that leaves him with Felicia? I guess? That's the only other option. Because Cindy Moon is now the Weaver of Destiny. So that's gone. So yeah, to comment, new character, yeah. But I guess for my Peter, the only option is Felicia. So make of that what you will. But yeah, I was pondering the idea, if I was able to write a run of Spider-Man comics without needing to worry about continuity, what would I do? And I'm going to tell you guys what I would do. I would have it be in a different universe where Gwen survived. You start the run on the Brooklyn Bridge with the fight with Green Goblin, where he throws Gwen off. Do that. But here will be the key difference. Instead of it being her neck that snaps, it's her back. So she's still alive, But you still have the, okay, you didn't get off scot-free from that. So now you have Gwen, she's paralyzed. So there's still the effect of, okay, the Green Goblin's action still had a consequence. You didn't get off scot-free from that. If anything, you were just lucky. You're not going to get that lucky if that ever happens again. So you still have Gwen there with Peter, but it leads you to seeing the danger of Norman Osborn and Green Goblin. And then you can dive into I don't know. This isn't something that I've really talked about. Oh god, hi, don't dang it. Okay, guys, we're not just doing thermo matches. These have been sad. This is an interest that I know. I'm pretty darn sure, at least, I haven't talked about on here much. I would go into a kind of a psychology lens if I were to write a Spider-Man run. I'd dive into the Peter and Gwen working to heal their enemy or Peter's enemies and not just kill them, lock them up, get it over with. Because like with Norman, that is very clearly like a mental disease. It's dissociative identity disorder. Very clearly. That's what it is, because you have the Norman personality, you have the Green Goblin personality, right? So if you have it be like, okay, Gwen, continue with the stuff at Oscorp for a little bit, but then if she needs to move away from it, she's still interested in sciences, she goes into psychological sciences, and then that be an element there. Build on that, and then you have the run be her and Peter working to find a way to, just like in No Way Home, to cure the Green Goblin side of Norman. While still Peter and Gwen grappling with the complete and utter danger that Goblin poses, and Peter wrestling with the, okay, he knows my identity, at least the Goblin persona does. So if the Goblin comes back, then that becomes an issue. What? To your comment, schizophrenia, it has similar symptoms, but it's not the same. It causes delusions, yes, but your personality doesn't change. Schizophrenia is more seeing and believing things that aren't there. And you could make a strong argument for schizophrenia being part of Goblin's thing. But yeah, I think realistically it's probably a mix of both. But it's not just schizophrenia. There's more to it than that. Yeah, schizophrenia alters your perception. It doesn't alter your personality. That's the key difference between the two. So you can dive into the psychological elements for both. And that kind of be the Well, yeah, to your comment, Jekyll and Hyde syndrome is dissociative identity disorder. That's the same thing. If you're looking at the current um, textbook definitions, what I was learning with my psychology classes and stuff like that, Jekyll and Hyde syndrome is essentially it's the same thing fundamentally that DoD is. It's just a different name for it depending on what the person chooses their thing to be known as. Where is this person? There you are. Okay, where are we going? Where is it? There's, okay. Oh, NPCs, hello. Okay. Circle, just up there. Okay, we just hit 78, so we are at our level goal. What's that over here? I haven't seen anyone for a while, and I don't want to jinx it. Where's... There it is. To your comment, that is a tough one. Peter and Gwen is one of them. Rogue and Gambit is another one. And then Wiccan and Hulkling is my third. Those are... I can't pick between those three. Oh. Betty's over there. I heard shooting. Hello. It's Gambit versus Psylocke! If this were the real thing, I don't know which character would win that. That would probably be a pretty big stalemate. I feel like... Depends on which variant of Psylocke it is. Because if it's that one, then I feel like she would absolutely dominate. But if it were Betsy, then I feel like Gambit would have it. But specifically the variant of that character that the skin is, I feel like if this were a real comic thing, Remy would be doomed. Although, I don't know. He's pretty good with the bow staff, so... That's one of those fandom debates that could go either way. I really loved Stan Lee's argument on who would win in certain fights. That I remember the article. Someone asked him who he thought would win between Thor and Hulk, and his response was, "The question is inherently stupid. Whoever would win is whoever the writer wants to win. It's not, he was essentially saying the question inherently, who would win in a fight, is stupid. Because whoever the writer wants to win will win. They'll find a way, narratively, to make it so that they would win. So the question is stupid." I'm like, I love you for speaking your mind, Stan. You are very right. Because, yes, that's how Batman has been able to beat Superman. Because narratively, he happens to have kryptonite on him. Yeah, there's... All that comes down to whatever the writer wants to do. And the writer can spin it whatever way they want. If the writer is good enough and gets the characters, then they can make it believable in any way to a certain extent. Like you wouldn't see Spider-Man being able to beat Galactus and having it make sense. But within reason, like it can work and it can make sense. Oh, hello. Ow, dang it. Okay. We are going to go ahead and end it here for the day, everyone. We have leveled up to the proper, or not the proper, to what our goal level was. We do need to unlock more stuff on this page in order to get to her, though. So we'll just claim stuff from this page. I might not I might need to get to a higher level than I thought I would need to in order to get the Battlestar in order to unlock her, so I might not be able to get her right now. Yeah, she's available. Wait. Yeah, she's available. God dang it. Okay. How many Battlestars do I need for you? Okay, I need to level up once more. Alright, I'll do that off screen. Okay. Heavy sigh. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching today. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to see more content by me. And if you want to see even more content by me, then feel free to follow me on my Instagram page, which is at NinjaFamilyEntertainment. And I will see you all in the next stream. Bye, guys! I don't know why I held it for that long, but bye!